kick off our presentation with Heather talking about harvesting cucumbers. Heather, please take it away.
And if we go to the next slide, I can talk about when to harvest cucumbers. And these are my cucumbers in my garden. And you harvest cucumbers when they reach about 6 to 8 inches of length, depending on the variety. If you look at the seed packets that the seeds came from, you can see exactly how long your particular variety is, but general rule of thumb is 6 to 8 inches in length. And look for bright, medium to dark and firm cucumbers. And in the pictures, the picture on the right side, you can see me kind of pulling the leaves away to see those dark green cucumbers. And the next slide. So to harvest a cucumber, you can use a sharp knife or clippers and just clip the stem. And something that surprises people when I let them have cucumbers is they're often pretty prickly when they're still in the garden. And you can remove the spines by just rubbing the cucumber with a cloth or a vegetable brush, or just kind of running them underwater and rubbing them with your hands. So the next slide. And I really love using cucumbers in different ways. These are some that I pickled. I have a little special knife that puts the ridges on them, which is fun. And then pickled some just a couple weeks ago. And the next slide. And you can also use kind of different things. This little Arab salad, it's just cucumbers, tomatoes, a little red onion, and some parsley that I grew, squeeze of lemon juice and some olive oil, and it's a really nice, fresh, light salad. And it helps you use up your cucumbers if you have a lot, and also if you have a lot of tomatoes. Cucumbers are also a main ingredient in gazpacho. People think of it as just kind of a tomato soup, but the thing that gives us its really distinctive flavor is having some cucumber in there. So that's just a batch I made because I have an enormous amount of tomatoes this summer too. For the next slide. So it took me a while to realize why we would come home and I would have these like really yellow, pale green yellow cucumbers. Didn't know what that was caused by. I thought maybe they were sunburned, but really it's just that they're overripe. And that's what gives them this distinctive color. These cucumbers shouldn't be eaten because they're overripe. The seeds get pretty bitter. So they're not great for eating. I've thrown some into pickles, and when they're mixed in with a lot of other cucumbers, they're okay, but they're not, the best. And you can get white cucumbers too because of powdery mildew and blanching when the fruit is completely covered by the leaves. And there are some pests. I didn't make a slide for pests, but you can get aphids, white flies, beetles. I've never had any problems with this, but those in doing research are some of the things that affect the pests that can affect cucumbers. And the next slide. So for more information, I looked at University of New Mexico, Clemson University, and Texas A&M. And I always suggest if you're having a problem or want more information, drop by a farmer's market and chat with a master gardener. And that's it.
Heather, thank you for that. That was really interesting. I have to admit, I'm jealous of your cucumbers. They were really pretty, and your pickles. I kind of want to come knock on your door and go home with a jar of pickles sometime.
That's my grandmother's recipe for bread and butter pickles. So I make those every summer.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Except the strange summers where sometimes our cucumbers just fail. We just don't get any, and I'm not sure why, but anytime I have them, they seem to come in abundance.
Oh, they look delicious. Thank you. Kathy, do we have any questions in the chat box for Heather?
No, we don't have any questions. Oh, wait, there are a couple of new questions. Is there the best way to store cucumbers? I guess not can them, but how to store them?
We have these like veggie fresh bags, and it will keep them fresh for about a week, a little more. But if you don't use them pretty quickly, they get pretty rubbery. So it's best to try to use them as quickly as you can.
There was a comment here too that cucumbers can also be used in smoothies.
Yep.
Fresh juice mixes. That sounds
delicious juice mixes. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, you can just get a pitcher of ice water and slice some cucumbers in there, and it's a nice, refreshing thing in the summer.
All right. Thank you very much. That was really interesting. And if you have any extra pickles, let me know.